Are you 55 years old and getting to that point where you might want to retire or maybe even retire early, but most of your assets and your retirement savings are tied up in your 401k, and you know there might be a penalty involved with withdrawing assets? Is there a way to navigate that? Watch this video as we describe the rule of 55. Hello, welcome back to the channel. For those of you that are returning, for those of you this is your first time, I'm Logan Sadler. So thanks for stopping by the Financial Beat YouTube channel. I'm a financial advisor, and so what we do here on the channel every week is bring you guys some new videos and some just different concepts for you guys to be thinking about when it comes to retirement planning. On today's video is one of the videos I've actually been requested a few times in the comments, so I appreciate the comments along the way. And we've been having a lot of conversations with clients that are actually coming to the office and meeting with on Zooms that have been asking a lot of questions about this. Today we're going to talk about the rule of 55. Okay, so a lot of you guys out there have contributed lots of money into your 401ks. You know, again, sometimes a couple $100,000, sometimes millions of dollars, depending on what your situation looks like. Now, a lot of us know, well, maybe I shouldn't touch that money until 59 and a half or later, because the IRS does have a penalty in there with the 10% penalty of early withdrawal prior to 59 and a half. Now, that is all correct, right? So there's a lot of reasons to consider about when you should retire, and we have some other videos on the channel to give you some ideas and some concepts about maybe when's a good time to retire or some things you should be thinking about. Now, this specifically is about if you're under 59 and a half and you're 55 years or older, and you're getting to a point where you're wanting to maybe retire early. Now, there is a clause or an IRS rule where you can basically take money out of a 401k, your current 401k, if you're 59 or 55 years or older and you're not yet 59 and a half. Now, it is called the rule of 55. This is a very interesting rule because many people aren't aware of it, and it is one of those types of things that does have a lot of clauses or different things that you want to look at when doing this. Now, we're going to walk through this, but always I recommend you get some professional guidance or talk to somebody that is a professional about your situation, because again, there's some things you want to understand. So off the top, a couple of the things you want to understand is, again, if you are working and you want to withdraw money out of your 401k, you typically can, in some cases, call the rule of 55. Now, inside that, one of the first things I wanted to talk about, public safety workers. If you're titled as a public safety worker or public employee, you might have an option to take money out before 55. It actually, they give you 5 years earlier, so that would put you at age 50, right? So the year you turn age 50, you might be able to get money out of that plan without the additional 10% penalty. Now, when I say without the additional 10% penalty, of course, I'm meaning if it is a deferred plan, meaning a deferred 401k, meaning taxes have not been paid yet. Of course, as you pull money out of these plans, you might be able to get away from that 10% penalty, but you would still be required to pay taxes on money that has not been taxed yet. So that's another thing to be considering as well when you're looking at this. Number two is when you're looking at the plan, what you typically want to look at here is you want to look at, you can typically only withdraw from your current 401k or the 401k you left when you were 55. So one really important thing is this does not apply to IRAs, rollover IRAs, any of that type of an investment plan does not have the rule of 55. So it's very important to understand what the benefits are. We have some videos again talking about when to roll over your 401k and things like that that are very important. One of the biggest considerations is if you're going to be looking at using the rule of 55. And the next thing is not every plan has the rule of 55. So a lot of clients come in and go, hey, Logan, you know, I'm looking to retire. I have $500,000 in my 401k. I'm going to do the rule of 55. Well, one of the first steps we take, and we tell clients to take as well too, or viewers to take, is to contact your plan administrator or read your plan documents. Inside there, it'll tell you if you have the rule of 55. And if you're ever not sure, it's never a bad idea to call the provider and making sure you're going through the proper steps to make sure you do have the rule of 55. Because you do not want to get to a circumstance where you think you're pulling money out and then all of a sudden you have a 10% penalty, right? So the whole point is to try to mitigate through that 10% penalty. So check your plan documents, and if you're not sure, get with your plan sponsor to make sure you're kind of understanding how your 401k works and if that's something that's even allowed. The last consideration, always while looking at the rule of 55, or I always say anything with retirement planning, is you want to make sure you understand the impact of how it's going to affect the plan. Done lots of videos again on retiring early or when's the right age to retire. Every single one watching this video is different, right? Every one of us has a different circumstance, a different situation, different goals. Everything's different. So one of the things you really want to look at is if I am going to retire at 55, which again is statistically very young to retire, you want to make sure you understand all of the pros, all of the risk, and really what that might entail. So again, there's a lot of risk retiring earlier. Doesn't mean it's bad, doesn't mean you should work forever. It means you want to understand your plan and make sure you're working with an advisor, or some of you watching this might do it yourself. You want to make sure you're looking at all of the pros and cons to retiring earlier, because yes, it's great to get out of that 10% penalty, but again, we still need that nest egg in our plan to last, potentially, especially at that age, 10, 20, 30, maybe even 35 years long. So it's important to understand that. But that is a quick summary on the rule of 55. So this might be a great tool for some of you out there that are watching this video. Maybe you've saved very well and you're in a situation where you might be able to retire early. This could give you some added benefit. And again, making sure it's available for you is super important. So hopefully I gave you guys some insight there. If you haven't yet, go ahead and leave a comment, like, or subscribe, and we appreciate everybody following along. And we're going to be back again next week with another video. I'm Logan Sadler. We'll see you soon.